Been waiting a very long time to finally get a Veist Auto Rifle back in the game that wasn't Sunset, and this is it right here. Crate. It's a kinetic stasis auto rifle. We had overflow and vorpal weapon on ours. At the end of the video, I'll be showing you what I think is the best role in the game for this weapon, so watch all the way to the end, and please consider subscribing and liking the video if you want to support my content. Now, this thing's a 720 RPM, and it has a unique trait. Being a Veist weapon, it has the origin trait of Veist Stinger. Now, this has a chance to return ammo to the magazine and gives you increased movement speed whilst ADS. And I think maybe that's what the secret sauce is for this gun. And I'm not saying this to hype you up because it's a new DLC, blah blah blah. I've been testing so many different weapons, mainly the glaive. I'm absolutely loving the glaive in PvP. But I've been trying a load of different other guns. And I noticed, for whatever reason, the second I switched to crate, that I started dominating, and I was quite surprised by that, with it being a 720 RPM AR, and they're not necessarily a meta weapon, and you know, some people would argue that they're outclassed by SMGs and what have you. I am a big fan of 720s, don't get me wrong. Arctic Haze, Chroma Rush, I really like those. There's also another 720, I think that's craftable. Haven't really messed around with that yet, the Sweet Sorrow, and I'm sure that's good too. But I don't know why, but my expectations weren't that high with crate. But I don't know, it's like it, how can I explain this? Using this weapon, maybe it's because it's a Veist origin trait, it felt like it had intrinsic tap the trigger. Like, my bullets were so accurate, I just can't explain it. My initial first shots would seem to always hit, and then the rest of them would just follow. The hit registration on this gun, I swear to you, it's not normal. Like, you saw my roll as well, I don't even have any stability perks on the gun. I've got vorpal weapon, and then I have overflow. Overflow is insane on this thing, by the way. Slide over an ammo brick and you have 100 in the magazine. If you take a look at my mag size there, you'll see I have 100 in the mag. That really does go well with a 720 RPM. It's like having Sweet Business equipped almost, except it's a 720 that doesn't need any kind of wind-up time. You can just spray for days and days and days. And it just seems so strong in duels. And I'm telling you right now, like, I know people always say, oh, you must be playing noobs. I'm telling you, Crucible is very sweaty at the moment. I feel like the beginning of every DLC is extremely sweaty. I don't know what you guys, let me know in the comment section if you agree, if you're a PvP enjoyer. I've come to the realization, and it's something I personally don't pay much attention to, which is the, you know, when you load in a Crucible match, it shows your KD at the bottom or whatever, right? And at the start of every season, it resets, doesn't it? So I guess that gives every little tryhard Timmy the biggest excuse to put on their tryhard loadout from the season before to farm their stats as hard as they can. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, my day one Witch Queen PvP experience was like fighting people using Dire Promise and like Fellwinters and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, this gun seems to be the real deal because I'm in lobbies full of players like that and doing very well with this thing. Do not sleep on this weapon. It seems to be a random world drop. I just find them in my postmaster every now and then. I think I've turned in some engrams at Shacks and I got one. So I think that's how you get this weapon. I don't know if there's a focus way to grind it out or not. It doesn't have the biggest perk pool. And honestly, a lot of the perks on the gun do seem to be for PvE. I do think Overflow is the top pick in the column that I have. So it's really a solid roll. Vorpal weapon, obviously, I didn't see too much out of it. I did manage to kill a few supers and I was noticing I was hitting them for 20 to the head. So essentially, this thing does like almost base damage to roaming supers when you have Vorpal on it. That's nothing to sniff at. Players will not expect to get shredded that hard. And I was 1 kill away from a undefeated rerun there, but we got the mercy rule. Unfortunate. I thought for the next match I would switch it up and show you some rumble gameplay to show off the weapon in 1v1 gunfights. Obviously 6v6 is a little bit more chaotic. And I was also using like a really bad sniper rifle in that game. I was using a frozen orbit with lead from gold and vorpal weapon because that's the only way to get the materials to craft weapons or to add perks onto weapons you're crafting. If you guys don't know how the crafting system works, this is a little tip for you. If you get a gun with a red box on it, don't dismantle that gun. Take that gun and use it in patrol or PvP, whatever you want to use it in, and finish off the kill requirement. You need to use it for a game or two or whatever, and then go to the bottom and extract the material, and then you can get rid of it. So yeah, just a quick tip, do not dismantle those red box guns. You need them. It's kind of a goofy system, but for now, if you want to get into the crafting, you just simply have to get on, you know, you have to get with the program, my friends. Speaking of getting with the program, this guy's running away, but listen, mate, I'm in hot pursuit, and I can see you, my friend. And hey, Boom, just put my little shield down. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely loving the Bastion. On its own, I think this is a perfectly balanced, fair and balanced technique. Just getting an overshield for no reason. You don't need Titans, you know, Titan gang, man. In the comment section. Hunters in shambles. No, but seriously, Void 3.0 is a little bit crazy. I've noticed the game seems a bit slower, in my opinion, with Void 2.0. A lot of the abilities on traits and aspects on all three classes all kind of slow the game down. I guess the Warlock one's a little bit crazy, like it teleports to you, the little eye thing. My little Titan brain can't comprehend what's going on over there. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, the Hunter goes invis, the Titan puts up a barricade. But in Rumble, I don't really have that problem. Because obviously you're just getting into 1v1 fights. And in this match, off to a great start there. I got absolutely suppressed though. And Timmy with the Lord of Wolves. I hate Lord of Wolves. I don't know about you guys, but there's something about Lord of Wolves, it just annoys me, man. It's like an irrational hatred for that gun. I really don't know why. But I always have a torrid time against it. Speaking of torrid time though, these guys are getting shredded by the crate. The crate putting them in a pack. Look at this. Let me punch you in the face. Oh, never mind. Hey? Lord of Wolves. Lord of Wolves, more like Lord of Weasels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the crate is just... It's absolutely buttery smooth. Look at him. Don't listen. Don't. Oh my. Okay. All right. Just getting slapped around by Triz Crucible. I enjoyed this. This is probably one of my favorite legendaries I've used so far. You know, one thing I've noticed, and again, I need some input from you guys. Is it just me, or a lot of the guns and their perk pools just seem to be centered around PvE? I don't know if that's an intentional thing from Bungie, but a lot of these new weapons and the new perks in particular are not really, apart from steady hands, which gives you handling after a kill, they're not really too great. Also, handling after a kill is okay, but like, you know, you have something like Killing Wind that gives you handling after a kill and range and movement speed. How does it balance? I think I need to try out a weapon with that perk to see if the handling boost is much higher than Killing Wind. Because if it isn't, then it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? By the way, I have one other thing I want to let you guys know about, and that is that I'm working on a guide to how to use a glaive in PvP. And if you're interested in using a glaive in PvP, keep an eye out. Turn on notifications if you haven't already, and keep an eye out for the content. We've got some really good content coming up for you guys with Witch Queen. And honestly, the glaives are... I'm having a ton of fun. The glaives are probably the highlight of this entire thing for me so far, even more so than Void 3.0. Although I will say my effectiveness with the glaive really combos with Void 3.0. So, and there's more Lord of Wolves. Got to love it. Got to love it. Bury the Lord of Wolves Weasel. Absolutely destroying me. But I think we're going to win with one more kill. So, Crate putting in work in Rumble and in 6v6. Really going to surprise you, this gun. And I'm telling you, man. You're not ready for it. You are not ready for it. I'm not ready for that Lord of Wolves. Lord save me. This is what is, in my opinion, the God roll. I would go with Overflow and Moving Target. Adagio does kind of interest me though. If I get an Adagio roll on this weapon, then I definitely have to try that out. Fluted Barrel, High Cal, and a Range Masterwork, giving you a really, really solid stat package. The Kinetic Veist Auto Rifle Crate. There it is, my friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.